Hello and welcome to Ben on Beer, a show about beer, homebrewing, making the business, and whatever else Donovan comes up with. I'm your host, Ben Rayberg, and you.
Let's see. I'm Donovan
Stoic.
Adkisson. Yeah. I'm the dude who produces the show. Yeah. Here we are.
All right. We're going to talk about some brewing equipment that I have come by in last weekend. Shit, was that last weekend?
Was it last weekend?
I don't know. I think it was. Has it really been that long of a week?
It could be, but here's my question. So I'm hanging out on, well, actually I didn't hang out on Untappd because, this stuff comes up on Facebook. So, Pumpkin Ale 2012, too hoppy.
Yeah, this is a little early. It was a little early to drink it.
Oh, okay.
And it's still kind of hoppy, more hoppy than I expected it to be. A little away from what I wanted, but I think it's well within the style.
Okay, cool. I was a little confused to start with because when I saw that come across, I was like, is he talking about what he brewed or is he talking about something else?
If you look at the brewery name.
Well, yeah, I saw that.
Those of you on Untappd, you can check into one of my pumpkin ales, but I would rather you actually be drinking it if you check into one. But let's have some fun with it.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I checked in.
I'm going to go ahead and check into this one.
How do I check in? Drink up.
Check in. And let's see. Can I add a location?
How's the best way to find it? Your name?
I think, just type Rayberg again.
Go!
Yeah, I'm not gonna add
okay, yeah, Pumpkin Ale 2012.
Yeah. So far, this is it. And I had to...
Is it actually 4.3%?
That's what the calculations were.
Oh, okay.
Based on the original and final gravities.
Yeah, I'm adding it.
It feels like more than 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, it kicks.
Ears get numb. Yeah, ears get warm, and you get kind of sleepy. And I don't know. It's decent, I would say.
Oh wow! I need to add
Showtime.
I need to add the studio in here. I've got it on like Google, but I
wonder if I can add.
Oh wait a minute, Foursquare.
Everybody realized the Untappd app has been crashing when I take a photo from within the app.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I have to take the photo from the camera and then attach it when I go instead of, well, it didn't crash then, so
it just
never mind.
Made you out a liar.
Well, I told them about it and they said, oh, we'll look into it. And they never updated the app. But I guess
I added a Narrow Media Studios in Foursquare.
I could have checked in there, but
yeah, you could have.
You're at the studio and I'm not.
But yet we're here.
All right. Well, I put 2012 in because I do plan on changing the recipe next year.
Can I just take a picture of the bottle?
Yeah. This time I didn't put the pumpkin in the boil, where it would really churn it up and break down the pumpkin. I put it in the mash, where it's the first stage, where you're soaking the grains, and it's called mashing the grains, where it's extracting the sugars from the grains, but I also put the pumpkin in there. That didn't seem to extract enough. I think I should mash and boil the pumpkin. But take the grains out and boil the pumpkin with it, and then get the pumpkin out before I ferment it. But that would have left a lot more fermentable material in there and resulted in a much higher original gravity, which if I ferment it, it attenuates down to this gravity, which is about 1.012, something like that. It's in the post. It would have it would have had a higher alcohol content. if you have more fermentables and you ferment down to the same attenuation, then you'll have more alcohol. Expected original gravity was much higher than it actually was, and expected alcohol content is higher than
what you expected.
Than what I calculated it out to be. But it feels higher than 4.3. But that's just me, empty stomach, long day.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've already started consuming it because I couldn't spell your name.
It's right there.
Yeah, I know, except I spelled it Bein.
Right here. Just put Ben in, you'll find it sometime.
No, I mean, I was doing a comment, and I said, doing Ben on Beer Show, and for whatever reason, there was an I got in there, so it was Bein instead of Ben, so I had to go back and
Bean?
It's Bean. It's Bean on Beer. Anyway.
All right. Well, this is sitting here getting sweaty, and I want to open it.
Where's the thingy?
It's probably over there.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't prep for this.
We never do. That's because we want people to see my fat-ass stomach every time I get up. Okay.
All right. So I checked in. I don't need the phone anymore.
Ah. What? Yeah, that's French for good. See? I did a good job by misspelling your name.
Bang.
It's it's the good on show. Anyway. Prima. No, we had that already.
So how do you actually say that in French? Is it bind or bay?
I think it's bane.
A lot of N's are silent, I think.
Bane. Phonetically spell it out. Bien. Oh, muy bien. No, wait a minute. Yeah. Bien.
B-I-E-N is bien, which is good in Spanish.
So okay, and they all share a
French
common...
are backwards. I got you.
Yeah,
all right.
That works.
All right.
Oui.
Awesome.
Well, see, I'm not even going to ask you what your last beer was, because apparently this was it, huh?
I don't know if I had this or a Coors Light. I really don't know.
Well, I don't feel so damn bad then. If you had Coors Light,
I didn't pay for it.
I had Ice House.
See, there's beer that I buy and I like, and then there's free beer.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't really turn that down.
I'm not knocking free beer, especially if it's just hot day beer. You can drink 6 of them and
you're good.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Let's crack them open.
Okay.
Let's see. What I think happened is I left it in the fermenter a little bit too long, and the yeast got a little dormant. How I'm guessing that is when I bottled it, I put the priming sugar in, the dextrose, and what's supposed to happen is the remaining yeast in the beer consumes that sugar while it's in the bottle, releasing CO2, and it's pressurized, or it's sealed rather, and then it pressurizes the bottle. That's how it carbonates in the bottle. We don't have a lot of carbonation in here. You'll see that it's kind of flat. It's not fizzy and flat. It's just kind of flat.
Hang on a second.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Sorry about that. I just had this sudden panic attack that I forgot to click a damn button.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Was the button clicked?
Yes, it was
awesome.
Clicked. Yeah, we're good.
So I'm not getting a big when we open this, but maybe we'll hear it. Just not. I mean, it's some pressurization, but not a lot,
dude. That was like a little tiny fart.
Yeah, that. So we're not expecting this to have a whole lot of head on it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll pour it.
Hey, mine did better.
We'll pour it. Actually, it's okay. Here we are. I'm a liar again. Of course, it could be the glass. The glasses that I pour it in, they don't have all of this. This is surprising. I made this on my carport.
Ooh, I can smell it.
smells like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Awesome, huh?
Yes.
Red Lee says, gorgeous.
Yeah, she'll be in here after the show going.
Yeah. I only brought 2 because, like I said, it's going to make you sleepy. Look at that retention.
Tell you what, I'm going to just put this back on.
I've never poured in a glass this shape, so.
Just to try to hold some of the smell.
I've been poured it in a goblet. Or a globe, rather.
It's pretty.
So yeah, if you were to recap a twist-off bottle, you'd never get it sealed enough to carbonate. It would pop. I mean, the glass wouldn't. I don't think the glass would pop, but the top would come off.
Yeah.
Wow. But if you have a sniff of this, I mean, you can obviously see the color. It's pretty opaque. You can't see my hand behind that.
Mm-mm.
You also can't see my white head. But yeah, when I was cooling the wort, I even had my wife smell it. She does not like the smell of beer at all.
Mm-hmm.
Any portion of making it or imbibing, but I was like, that does not smell like beer. Have a sniff. And she smelled it and she goes, whoa. That smells like pumpkin pie. I was like, yeah, because there's nutmeg, allspice, and cinnamon in the recipe. And the recipe, of course, is on that post for First Pumpkin Ale is the title of the post. But yeah. And it is a bit hoppy. It's got some bitterness on the tongue and in the aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
But not, I mean, the finishing hops aren't really coming out as much as the spices are. In the nose, anyway. The head's kind of creamy, and my lip balm just killed some of the head. It's kind of funny. There's some bitterness there, but hey, it's missing some body, and I think that's because I did not leave the pumpkin in the boil.
That is as good or better than some of the other beers that we have tasted.
And that is a partial boil, where I only boiled about 2 gallons of wort. And when it was all finished, you put it in the fermenter after it's cool, and I added water. I added jugged spring water. That can introduce any number of things. You just kind of hope that it doesn't ruin your beer. I've had fairly good luck with it. And again, not putting the pumpkin in, the boil anyway, I think that's where we're getting a lot of the bitterness and the hop flavor, is because it's supposed to counteract the sugars that I left out.
So why exactly did you not put the pumpkin in the boil?
I don't know. I thought it was supposed to just be mashed.
Mm-hmm.
Some recipes said boil it. Some recipes said mash it. What's his name? I can't remember. John, I think, at the homebrew store said you're gonna mash it, and I just didn't. I thought about it, but I was like, well, I don't want to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not totally ruined. It's not undrinkable.
Oh no, not by any
good.
means. Yeah, it's
but
good.
I think either reduce the hops or leave the pumpkin in the boil.
Mm.
And actually, it wasn't a lot of hops. It was an ounce, and then the finishing hops were like 3/4 of an ounce of I can't remember which one is which, but it's good. It's a brown ale color.
Mm-hmm.
It is the color I was wanting, but I really wanted more body. It's missing some body. A lot of hops up front and through the middle of the tongue, but I was wanting some body. I can't believe the foam's still there. That's a really good feeling.
Well,
I'm beginning to think maybe my glasses aren't clean.
I'll put in an order for a gallon.
I have I have a case and a half left.
Mm.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it. It is a little on the bitter side, but
Mm-hmm.
there again, like I said, it's as good or better than some of the other bitter beer.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
we've had.
I've had well, I had one or two batches back last time I was brewing that they were undrinkable. I had to pour them out. It was a sad day.
Very
But
sad.
this, for a first time in 2 years, not a bad attempt.
Hell, better than I can do.
I will keep the recipe and I will boil the pumpkin. I actually want to roast the pumpkin a little longer. It did not begin to dry and caramelize.
Mm-hmm.
I want to roast the pumpkin a little longer, and I want to leave it in the kettle when I boil. I don't know how I'm going to get it out of the kettle because it's just going to be in sloppy pieces, but I'll figure it out.
Big tongs.
Yeah. The yeast I used was White Labs California Ale. And about a week in the fermenter, and I said, well, it's not really doing a whole lot. Let me read up on this. And some guys were like bottling after a week. This is a fast-acting yeast. It is hungry, very vigorous, and I said, now that's why it's done, because I put that in. Also, I did a yeast starter, so it was already running full speed and was 10 times the amount of yeast I would have had just in the vial.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 10 times more, and it was running full speed when I put it in the fermenter. So it went right to work. And
didn't have to wait.
Nope, didn't have to wait. And I got a pretty good attenuation. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I will be more pleased with the next batch, I think.
Well, hey, not that I doubted you, but having never actually had what I would consider someone's actually brewed beer from their house that I'm aware of, this is
I was watching a football game where these guys in helmets run across the field and they yell a lot and you hear them crash together.
Yeah, that. I hear that's a national pastime.
Yeah, every once in a while they would just not show the football people anymore, and they would show commercials about Aflac and something. One of the beer commercials, and I want to say it was for Bud Light or some crap. And they picked on homebrew.
They picked on it.
Yeah, they had this guy's. These two guys were sitting at their buddy's house, and their buddy was like this kind of chubby, long-haired, homely-looking, like a Unix admin.
Mm-hmm. Unix admin.
And he's got these carboys everywhere, and like one of them's foaming out, like it's got dry ice in it or something. And he's this foam. He sticks his finger in the foam. That one will be ready in about 2 minutes. And just bullshit, just utter blasphemy. And just really knocking homebrew. He's like, you don't need to drink your buddy's homebrew. Get something you can depend on. Now, tell me, Donovan, which one would you rather have?
I think I'd rather have this. If it was this or Budweiser or Bud Light, this definitely wins, hands down. Now, compare this to, say, like a Guinness Lager or any of the other ones that we've tested, which I know we haven't tested that.
Yeah,
But this right here, like I've said, is right in with the rest of the craft beers. But put this up against a Budweiser or a Miller or a Michelob or anything, this wins hands down.
Yeah, I mean, given the hoppiness, for a smooth session beer, I guess I'd take a Guinness over this, but I mean, I've been drinking this all week.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily take a Guinness over it by any means. I'm saying it's in good company.
Yeah.
It's in good company.
I'm enjoying it.
Pumpkin wins over horse piss. Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
But yeah, and there again, I'm not a lover of a very, very bitter beer, but This is.
I mean, I'm an IPA fan. I'm kind of liking this.
Yeah.
I didn't expect or want all that hoppiness from a pumpkin ale. I wanted kind of a sweeter, with the spices, session beer, or maybe a little stronger.
The hoppiness to me is not really on the front end; it's on the back end because I'm noticing
it's in the middle and the back. Yeah,
I'm getting it in the very back of my throat, and I'm like,
yeah.
okay, here you are.
Yeah, it is. It's got a pale ale hoppiness to it. Perhaps a 50 IBU. Of course, I guessed way off on the Deviant Dales that time, but
didn't you though?
But
it's much lower than that. No,
it's well, hell, based on that, this is probably a 70.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as bitterness, it could be just about as hoppy as say a Ranger. I don't think you've had Ranger.
I don't think I've had
We
Ranger.
need to have Ranger on here. Ranger from New Belgium Brewing is my definition of an IPA. You can have stronger IPAs, you can have lighter IPAs, you can have more colorful pale ales, but that Ranger, I think, for me, is the definition of clear, crisp hoppiness. There's like no other thing to get in the way of the taste of hops. Another American favorite is the Dogfish Head 90-minute, 60-minute, and 90-minute IPAs. And while they're great, they have a lot of maltiness to them. And, they're a little...
Why are they called 60 and 90-minute?
Well, the 60-minute was a 60-minute boil with
hops
added at different stages. And the 90-minute is a 90-minute boil.
Okay.
They also have a 120-minute, which comes in a special bottle, and I think it's like $120. Or, don't quote me. I don't know how much it is. I can't find it. It's not legal in Georgia.
Wow.
Well, it's got
such a high alcohol content.
Yeah, it's such a high alcohol content that it's not allowed in Georgia. Just like the Sam Adams Utopia series.
What about that one that I sent you the other day? Do you remember it? It's over in Europe, I think. It's
I forgot the name of it.
Yeah. It's got the
highest. Yeah, of course it's illegal in Georgia, but I don't even know if you'd find it in the States.
Oh, I'm not sure.
What was that?
I don't know.
What the proof? But I found out how they did it. They distilled the beer, and I mean it's almost it's the process of making whiskey. You distill beer, but they did a cold distillation where they basically freeze it.
Highest alcohol. Damn it! It waited. Let me see. Highest alcohol content in beer.
If you were to freeze beer, the water in it freezes and becomes a slush, right?
So I've done that accidentally.
Yeah. So if you take that frozen water out, what are you left with? The stuff that didn't freeze?
Alcohol.
Which is alcohol. That's how they get the much higher content. I mean,
okay, this doesn't make sense. Now, this may be it, but this, according to this, what is this? Strongest beers in the world, 57%. I don't know. This is
wasn't it like an 85%?
Yeah, because this is showing a Schwarzbrau, 57%, Finny Coronat Opus or whatever.
Huh.
No, that's not it. Yeah, I forget.
It's somewhere. It'll be beaten next year with something else. They'll cold distill it, and then they'll warm distill it, and then it'll just end up with whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen the new Jack Daniel's Clear?
Nope.
It's basically moonshine. It's non-aged clear whiskey, and it's $50 a fifth.
Of course it is, because it's a gimmick.
Yeah. It's like, okay, wait a minute. I can get aged whiskey in a fifth for about $18-20. Or I can get non-aged clear whiskey
for $50. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, when you get some of that, just go ahead and pick up some Bud Light Platinum while you're lying to yourself.
I'm not getting the Jack Daniel's Clear. Trust me.
When I buy whiskey, I buy scotch, and I typically don't spend any less than $75 on a bottle. Given that I've not had a bottle of whiskey that I've paid for in years.
And I still hate scotch.
But I bought a bunch of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even told you about this. So this is not even part of the pregame show. I was on Craigslist locally here in a couple of weeks. Well, actually, like over a month ago.
Wait a minute. We have people locally that are actually on Craigslist?
Yeah.
Wow.
With homebrew equipment.
Nice.
This guy claimed he didn't have any pictures, but he claimed to have a full setup. You could make a 20-gallon batch, which turned out to be bullshit. And see, he had what I was looking for was a new kettle. I can only do a partial boil, 2.5 gallons, and to make 5 gallons, I've got to add water to it after it's all cooled, and I don't want to do that. I'd like to boil the whole thing, and then be able to cool the whole thing, and put it directly in the fermenter, and not have to worry about.
That's because you can't boil half of it, put it to the side, boil half of it, and then combine after the fact.
Yeah, there's talk about freezing wort.
Oh,
but I don't want to do that. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I want to boil the whole freaking thing.
Okay.
So,
hey, it's you. Hey.
So, where was I?
Equipment.
Yeah. So I responded to this ad. He says he's got bunches of bottles and fermenters and all kinds of stuff. Mainly carboys. I was after carboys and a new kettle. So I email him and we go back and forth like twice a week. Hey, how about this time? Oh, no, can't do that. And it was a whole scheduling conflict until last Friday night. We finally got together and went and saw him. He drug everything out. He had a keg, an old steel keg with the top cut out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do that. They convert a keg to a kettle. It's 15.5 gallons. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it done. A friend of mine has a kettle just like it. He had over 250 bottles when I counted them. I think somewhere around 250. They included latch top bottles, the Grolsch, 22-ounce bombers, a couple of cases of those, regular 12-ounce returnable bottles like these, and I don't know how many of those cases, several cases of those, and even 750 milliliter wine bottles.
Nice.
The 2 plastic fermenters he had are designed for wine, because I don't know why, but they're fat. Our beer fermenters are just the same diameter as a 5-gallon bucket. It's just taller, 6 gallons. These are still 6 gallons, but they're just wider. I don't know why they sell.
Will they still work?
Yeah, they'll still work. They'll ferment anything. But they have wine logos on them, and I don't know why.
That's going to
maybe
definitely...
the bed of
that'll change
grapes
the taste.
and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, and 3 5-gallon carboys.
What's a carboy?
A carboy is a big bottle.
Is that the one that's like
the bottle kind of thing?
Is that the thing that's kind of similar to like the water dispensers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I actually have 2. I have 1 or 2 of those that were mine. And those are called better bottles, the plastic ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of a PET plastic, same as a soda, like a 20-ounce soda bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And they say those are better, but you don't want to clean those too vigorously because you could scratch the surface, and what lives inside scratches is garbage. The carboys, I was after those. Those are $30 to $40 a piece, new.
Mm-hmm.
The keg, I have no idea how much a keg is. When you don't return it, you just pay the deposit. I don't know how much that deposit is.
I don't either. I've never gotten a keg.
I don't organize many parties, so
I've never been to a keg party. What are you talking about?
And this was already cut open. I did not alter this keg. And I really feel bad that it's not an Anheuser-Busch keg. It's a Yuengling keg, and I'm sorry to Yuengling Brewery, but it was already ruined. I might as well make more beer with it.
But it would have been okay for those bastards at Budweiser, right?
Well, yeah, if it said Anheuser-Busch on it, I'd use it all the time. But it says Yuengling, and I kind of feel bad. I didn't know. Everybody's got an old Budweiser keg, but
not this one. Yeah.
Not this one. This guy got the good stuff and then tore the keg apart. Which is fine. It will not, however, make 20 gallons. Because for some reason, you have this 15.5-gallon steel keg. You're somehow unable to put 20 gallons of beer in it. So, not sure how he was able to get 20-gallon batches.
Math much?
I don't know. Maybe he just told everybody it was 20 gallons because it looked like a lot.
Maybe he thought it was 20 gallons.
I'm going to have a 10-gallon capacity, and you have to account when you do an hour boil, you're going to lose a lot to evaporation. So you've got to start with 13, 14 gallons.
Mm-hmm.
When you do all that boiling, you also have to have room in the keg for when it starts to boil over.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got plenty of room in there.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a 10-gallon batch, and Blichmann, maker of very professional homebrew equipment, very expensive homebrew equipment, says it's better if you're going to do a 10-gallon batch, use a 20-gallon kettle. But the reason I'm using the keg is, well, one, it was very cheap. I got all this for a really good price.
Song and prayer, huh? Or a dance? Maybe.
Just a dance.
A dance.
I didn't pray about it.
Okay.
The 20-gallon Blichmann kettle with the sparge and stuff and all outfitted for me through Northern Brewer is $576.
Ouch.
For a kettle.
Ouch.
Just so this kettle. One, with all this other equipment, I got for less than half that. So we're
good shape.
We're good. It's funny. I don't have a wort chiller. That is the typically is a big copper coil that's around the size of the inside of your kettle that you stick down in there about 15 minutes before you're done boiling.
Mm-hmm.
That way it sanitizes it. And when you're done boiling, you hook up the water hose to it, and it runs cold water through that. And that's a lot of surface area on that copper pipe. Copper exchanges heat very well.
Right.
And that will pull the heat off of that boil take it down to whatever temperature the water is, or down to pitch temperature in like 10 minutes. So cooling 10 gallons of beer or wort in about 10 minutes is ideal. I don't have a wort chiller, so I've got to find one of those. Also, there's no spigot on the bottom of this kettle. So I'd either have to siphon the wort out, which introduces more complications when you have to sanitize something to dip down in the beer when it's already cold. You don't want to touch the beer. Don't want to touch the beer when
that'd
it's
be kind of
cold.
heavy to pick up and pour out, too.
Also very difficult to pour out. So I've got to put a spigot in there, and the this kit that comes with a little false bottom and a skid, and it's weldless, so apparently I can just do this myself.
Mm-hmm.
$65. I think, depending on the price of copper, the wort chiller might be about $80.
Mm-hmm. Copper's expensive.
Yeah, they used to be $69.99, but I'm just guessing they're more. There's the only two things I need to do my next boil. I also need a lid for the thing, but I can.
You'll find that.
I'll find something.
So when are you planning on doing the next one?
The next boil,
mm-hmm.
I want to convert this keg to a kettle, which they have a funny name for it called a kegel. I won't have a kettle. I'll have a kegel. I want to.
Isn't that something that women exercise? Never mind.
Oh, no. Is that pronounced that way?
I'll try it. Mm.
No, it's like the chicken processor. Did you get that one?
Hmm?
The chicken processor.
No.
There's a company. Apparently, they supply McDonald's with a lot of chicken. It's called Kegel's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
They have a factory in the town where I went to high school.
You know, men are supposed to do Kegels too. Helps for prostate cancer.
Really?
Mhm.
I'll start working on that right now.
During the show, you just don't know it, but that's what we're doing.
Down with prostate cancer.
That's right.
I do want to mention, although it's really late and it's only probably going to be good information for people who are watching right now and are also in the vicinity of Thomasville, Georgia.
What's going on?
There's a beer event tomorrow in Thomasville, Georgia.
Tomorrow being Saturday, November the 10th.
November 10th. It's a beer and cheese. I did not know this, but there is a dairy near Thomasville, and that's no surprise to find a dairy down here.
No.
But they handcraft cheeses.
Ooh.
From, I guess, cow's milk, and it looks like they have goats too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they've got all kind of cheeses. They age them, I guess. I don't know what goat cheese. I've never had goat cheese.
We had it a week or so ago. We got some from Publix.
Was it a buy one get one?
I don't know. I don't know. My wife liked it, and anyway,
Anyway, Savannah Distributing Company. I happen to know a salesman for them. They are the largest craft beer distributor. They've got the a portfolio with the most craft beers distributing in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if they're sponsoring this or what, but they've at least announced participation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bell's Brewery in, I can't remember the city now, Michigan. Bell's Brewery in Michigan is pairing up with Sweetgrass Dairy in Thomasville, and they're having a beer and cheese event at the cheese shop. Not at the dairy, but it's at the cheese shop downtown.
Okay, I've always heard of wine and cheese, but not beer and cheese.
You can pair beer with anything.
That may be true, but
I would much like, if this wasn't so hoppy, I would like to pair this pumpkin ale with pumpkin pie.
Well, yeah, and that I could go with. I mean, we have the pumpkin.
That head is still there, and there's some lacing. God, I am good. I am good. I'm going into business.
Good. I need a job.
All right. Sorry, the cheese shop, if you happen to be listening and don't already know about it, the event is at 106 North Broad Street in Thomasville. And nobody asked me to tell you about this on this uber popular show. But I wanted to do it anyway.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to go. I may not be able to make it. We've got soccer tomorrow. There's also on Sunday, on the 11th,
mm-hmm.
there's a brewer's dinner. They're going to pair like a few courses with Bell's beers.
That'd be something.
I missed getting tickets.
Oh, so you got to have tickets for that.
Yeah, you had to. I don't know how much it was.
Mm.
I really wasn't gonna care how much that was.
As long as you didn't have to give your first one.
I wanted to go to that, and I was just too late.
Mm.
And by the time I emailed them and got to the sign-up page, because I couldn't find it just browsing from the front page.
No more tickets for you.
Yeah, it's sold out.
I couldn't go. Sunday's my oldest son's birthday. He turns 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give him a beer.
Oh, he'd probably like this.
I don't know. It's hoppy for a lot of folks. But I have heard that if this one goes well, if this event goes well, which I assume it will,
they're gonna do more.
They're gonna do more with different breweries.
Nice.
Nothing definite. I'm not gonna say which brewery I heard that they're gonna try to get with but I will be announcing it as soon as I know. Well, actually, I'll announce it after I get tickets to the dinner.
Make sure you get tickets this time.
Yeah. I'll make sure my contact lets me know as soon as he knows, and I'll go work with those people. Speaking of Thomasville, I don't want to. What craft beer goes with meat pizza? That has nothing to do with Thomasville.
It just said arbitrary question.
What craft beer goes with meat pizza?
Basically, like, an all meat pizza, like the sausage and hamburger.
Well, with the spiciness of the tomato-based sauce and perhaps the sausage and pepperoni, you'll want something that's it's kind of sweet. So maybe a stout, or something that's lightly carbonated, like a Fat Tire, something like that. Definitely nothing with a bunch of nothing heavy on the hops. Hops will accentuate the spice and actually be hotter. Not my pumpkin ale.
I was gonna say not this.
Yeah. Guinness, something real smooth like that. Fat Tire, 1554. Nothing crazy flavor like a coffee stout or anything. But
well, yeah,
something low carbonation and sweet, probably dark.
Nice.
Like nothing you'd find at my local grocery store. Wait, I think they might have had.
Cheese wasn't a best choice for beer or Thomasville event, so crazy random question jumped in. Oh, okay.
I thought you were making meat pizza for the birthday.
No, well, that's Papa John's.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. I don't want to talk about a competing show, and I really don't see them as competition. Not that their show's no good. I've actually never seen it. There's a Southern Brew TV, I think, and isn't some folks based in Thomasville.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I did not know about them until I was taking a look at your Kickstarter thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were right next to you, featured or on the page or like in my area or something. They've got a Kickstarter project up, trying to fund their beer show.
Hopefully it's more successful than my book endeavor.
Well, if they get the funding, maybe they'll be more successful than Ben on Beer. Nah.
No one will ever be as successful as this show.
But I don't know those guys. We just got a little back and forth on Twitter, but it would be neat to. One of them, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know names. I didn't have this in my notes. I just came up with this topic. One of them just brewed his first batch of beer.
Nice.
So we might could collaborate on some beer or have each other as guests on the shows, or
we could Skype them in, or if they want to come up here, or
that's what homebrew communities and craft beer is all about. It's the people. There's no competition. There's no we want better ratings. I'm just looking for a sponsor.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
All of the shows on this network looking for sponsors.
Speaking of sponsors, if you have a complaint, some praise,
comments,
I just lost
whatever.
Comments, whatever, or if you'd like to write a check for, say, $100,000, you can get more information and a name and address for the check by calling 313-718-2557 and leave a good, clear voicemail. And beware that it may be played on the show.
Yep, we may do that.
Yep, or you may send an email to info@anero.com.
I know that's a little weird because the main domain I use is anero.tv.
.tv, yeah.
And the reason for that is .com existed before .tv, which I had to renew anero.tv today at $25. Those domains.
Has it been a year already?
Yeah.
Wow. I just registered a new domain today.
Well, .tvs are expensive as hell.
I registered at .com actually.
.coms are still cheap. They're $9
Not
to
as
$10
cheap
bucks.
as well, I used to pay $5.99 a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I do all of mine
This
through
is
Namecheap.
this was $7.99 this time.
Yeah, I do all mine through Namecheap, and they're like $8.89. No, 9. Anyway, it's $10.24 or something for a .com. But when you start going to the specialty domains
Yeah.
like .tv,
I got
yeah,
a .co and it was $30.
I got a .co. I'm waiting for that one to hit me. I think it already did. I think I've already renewed it.
I have at least one. I think that's just the one.
Yeah.
And I've got a .info, and I don't think that was too expensive.
.infos are cheap. A lot of those will go for like $2.99 to $4.99.
Yeah, that was a crazy idea that I had with a buddy, talking about sysadmins.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them suck, and some of them are pretty good. So, speaking of systems administrators, so we had this idea for a website, and it was just like tech tips and maybe a wiki or forums, and you go here so you can suck less. So more often you could suck less, and so the domain name is sucklessmoreoften.info.
Suck less. I actually, that's witty. I like that.
Oh, and so
I
haven't done anything with it yet, but I was thinking about expanding it to everyone, and it would look like a search page, but you'd put in how somebody might suck less. Stop peeing in the corner of the elevator, or do something that somebody made you mad. Turn your blinker off, something like that. But that text there would actually be tweeted from Suck Less More Often Twitter.
You might can get a massive amount of followers on that one.
I think I could. I'd have to moderate it, I know.
Yeah.
And it would have to go into a queue where they couldn't be entered like 3 seconds. So, anyway, just my idea. Or if you want to buy the domain for $50,000, it sure can be yours. I don't have to do any work. I'll just sell the domain.
I'll sell everything, domain-wise, equipment-wise, everything for this whole media company. I'll sell it to you for $500,000.
That's a decent price, actually. It's quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Very, has a lot of use value.
Yeah. Be a TV station today.
Turnkey solution.
That's right.
Just plug it up to the internet and go.
Even with Betty Boop. You can keep the Betty Boop.
And the phone number.
I don't care. I'll transfer it. Take the refrigerator. We'll stock it with beer.
Whoa.
What?
I've got to get that Cocamole out of there before you off it somewhere.
Okay.
Cocamole is very expensive because I can't find it anymore.
No, I'm not getting rid of the house. That would be a little more than $500,000.
Just the company.
Yeah, just the company.
All right. I don't really have anything else.
I'm out of beer.
Yeah.
And it was good.
Maybe next time we'll have the belching episode. The 12-pack of PBR and the burp competition. I really want to do that. But
you know what? If we do that, we're going to have to remove this table, and we're going to have to put some damn lounge chairs in here with a smaller table so we can just kind of kick back.
And one of those fake palm trees.
Yeah, we're going to have that. Maybe reposition the camera a little bit, and yeah.
Shirtless and swim trunks?
Mm-hmm.
No. If we're drinking PBR, we need big bellies and a dartboard or something.
Yeah, and then we got to talk like what's his name off of Jeff Dunham's show. Oh God, what is his name? The one that does all the drinking. Everything's pretty good.
Oh,
yeah, got to talk like that. Larry, yeah.
It's so good to have somebody there at the Google machine for us.
Mm-hmm.
Larry.
Or even, straight out of the brain. That works too. But it's scary what's in there. Trust me. I see it.
If you're interested in cheese made there in Thomasville, you can find out more at sweetgrassdairy.com. And of course, Bell's Brewery, I'm sure has a website, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But they do make what have I had from there? They have had a milk stout, which is very good. I wish I knew what they were serving. The event tomorrow, I want to say, is in the afternoon, like 5 to 7 ish. I don't know what time the dinner is. I didn't look after I found out that tickets were sold out. But I will be trying to keep up with the craft beer events that are local to maybe South Georgia, North Florida. That would be really cool to.
Really? It's asking me if I'm 21 years or older?
To get information on those and get attendance up so they'll have more beer events more often. And so South Georgia can suck less more often.
Is Bell's Brewery located anywhere else?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, because the only one that I see that comes up is Bell's Brewery Incorporated, which is in Galesburg,
Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Oh, that's it? That's the one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the way down from Michigan. Couldn't find a brewery in Georgia to show up at Thomasville.
Okay, I guess that's what I misunderstood you. Okay,
yeah,
so
the cheese is local, the beer's not.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's easy. Just go to bellsbeer.com.
Bellsbeer.com. The founder of Bell's Brewing, his daughter, and I forget her name, I'm sorry. I think she's the marketing director. She'll be there.
She look nice?
Really cool. Don't know.
Never seen her?
Never seen her.
You did not do your due diligence on this.
You know, she's a beer person. I don't have to care.
Oh, she's awesome then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What was I thinking?
I don't know. She's into beer. Beer is good.
That's all that matters.
So vicariously, she's great.
She's great. She's fantastic. She's awesome. I don't know who you are, but you're great, fantastic, and awesome, okay?
If I do get over there, I will be snapping pictures and trying to talk to people. Maybe my contact with the distributor is there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
If I can make it, I would love to make it.
Sounds
I really wanted that dinner, though. Disappointed.
Yeah. Well, if it works out really well and they have another one, then be sure to get in on the ground floor this time.
Yeah. If the one that I've been told about works out, I will be there. I don't have any dance recitals coming up. I'm not going to miss anything unless it's on Christmas, and I'll just have to miss Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. Priorities, man.
I gotta get content for the show and for the.
It's okay,
site.
Kids. We can celebrate Christmas tomorrow.
I gotta go to dinner.
I gotta go to dinner tonight. Rub elbows and shoulders and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know when it would be, but I hope these start to work out where they're happening more often. But with that, we're gonna close it up. I don't know how long has it been.
I don't know. I haven't been tracking it.
It's 4:30.
Yeah, it's about a little under an hour, probably, because we got started late.
That's a good length for the show.
Yeah.
But if anybody around the world knows of a beer event near them, let me know. We'll get on the Twitter machine thingy and get it out.
We're on the Tweeter.
My parting
you normally have
phrases
it written down.
And all that. It's there. Well, it basically ends with "Don't be a dick and don't drink and drive. Don't share with minors. You know your responsibility, and don't drink American corn swill." How about that?
Or rice.
It's made with broken rice and hop extract and corn. Right? So, drink good beer. Be good to people. Amen. You can find me at benonbeer.com. And on Twitter, the Twitter thing, right?
Yeah, Twitter.
At benonbeer. My personal account is 42 flows. Doesn't get a whole lot. I don't tweet a lot on that one.
I noticed.
So where do we find you?
Yeah, it's
right there.
At GD Adkisson on Twitter.
If you have an idea for a fantastic show, contact that guy.
Contact me. We're already doing 2 sports-themed shows. One
2 now?
Yeah, we've got
awesome.
We've got the Great Big Sports Show, which the guys, Randy, which is one part of the team, really likes this show. He really likes listening to what we talk about. Matter of fact, it wasn't until I started producing their show and we started talking about this show that they got really interested, or Randy got really interested in craft beer.
Ah.
So he's actually gone to the Publix and picked up several. Some he likes, some he doesn't.
Well, yeah.
And so we do that show, which that one is, based on handicapping of football and that kind of thing, which if you know about that, that's essentially these guys are in the know and they predict the outcome of games, and then you can bet based on that.
Okay, sorry, that kind of handicapping.
Yeah, that kind of handicapping. And then the other one we started doing is Tift County specific, called The Devil's Lair.
Okay.
And that's Randy and a friend of his named Todd.
And that's all high school?
It's Tift County athletics, wrestling, football, high school, elementary, that kind of thing.
Cool.
And and then we do this show, and then we've got the technology show that we do every other week. So we the more content, the better for the network. That's so if you do have an idea, lay it on me.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing, since we do this show every 2 weeks, and then when I skip a show, it's like a month in between. I was thinking about doing a Google Hangout on the off weeks.
Oh,
from my house. Of course, anybody could join, and if it got too crowded, I guess we could have like specific people on. But I would entertain the idea of doing something like that. But I gotta be honest, I have a hard time speaking when I'm just by myself. I gotta have somebody to lean on, or
I'll be there with
or something. But yeah, I think
and I can record the whole thing.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Google Hangouts are recorded anyway, aren't they? Or you can choose to record them?
Yeah, you can choose to record them, and based on your account now should be set up so that you can live stream it at the same time off of your YouTube channel.
Huh.
So if we wanted to do that, then I would probably would need to initiate it, and then we could set it up. However we want to do it.
Either way,
it's a good idea.
I don't want to burden you, but
what else am I doing on Friday afternoons?
I'm just saying. I mean, not Friday afternoons, but like a Saturday evening, something like that. After I'm good and warm.
That works.
But I was just thinking about it. If anybody's listening to the show or hears the podcast or whatever, if you want to, if you would entertain that idea, if you would watch that, either live or recorded, let me know.
Or if
I don't want to do it when nobody's going to watch.
Or if they want to join in and actually talk about their own experiences.
Or if you will,
craft beer
that's kind of the point of the hangout is to have you join and get some dialogue back and forth. Because I know I have a fan in Arizona who we talk back and forth a little bit when I can, but I'm sure he'd like to participate.
Sure.
And the more interaction we can get, the more attention we can get, and get the word out about.
I like it.
How you shouldn't drink Bud Light.
Or Ice House.
Or Ice House, or Miller Lite. I was going to bring a Miller Lite Vortex neck bottle and show everybody how it doesn't come out any faster. That's what they want to happen. They want you to empty those bottles faster so you can go back and buy more. That's the only purpose they have.
It's a marketing ploy.
Yep, it's all garbage. And especially since it's a twist-off cap and I can't reuse the bottle. So it goes in the garbage.
Wow.
It's all marketing.
More to the landfill.
Yep. I guess they had like 3 trillion of those bottles made because they don't even advertise the Vortex bottle anymore. They don't have a logo or anything on the box or anything that says it's in a Vortex bottle. They just, we got these leftovers, so we use them. Oh, anyways, that's it. I'm going to sign off now. We said how to contact us. Don't drink and drive. Be responsible. Will Wheaton rules. And that's it. Until next time, ta-ta.
See ya.
This has been a presentation of the Anero Media Network. Your reality distorted.